squallthegriever here today. I haven't made a video for quite a while because wow, fireworks. Well, the reason why is because there's nothing really to talk about anymore here on YouTube. There's seems to be not much any more interesting to to debate or to have even enemies with. Everybody just seems to be normal now. Um, well, I just have a little problem now. It's that games today do not have really great game replays. You can't really replay the game anymore. It's no longer that. Games are not focused no more on just being a story where people can keep on playing. See, ever since online came more into like the Halo games, and now we have the systems like PS3, 360, and the Wii. Most game developers focused their idea and attention more into online. I mean, pretty obvious that that's what I'm trying to say, and that's happening. And I have a problem with that because that's why games have lost their value. Games have lost their value because everything now is mainly online. Even DS games are online. If you have a Wi-Fi, obviously all this stuff is online, and I think that's really kind of sad. You know, for example, now in Pokemon, you can on a black and white, you're not going to be able to upload your file into the computer or into your laptop. You're going to be able to play online with people, from what I know. Also, I just believe that games should not all be online. You know, game developers should worry more focusing now still on the gameplay, on the story, on the graphic, on the execution at the end, a very great ending. But no, it's not like that anymore. Everything is online, and that's getting pretty obnoxious. I'm really irritated by every game having some sort of online thing. I understand this is technology. We're in the year where art, starting from like 83 to now, that's when people started developing much more better engines for not just animation, but also for games, especially in the 90s when the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis started ruling. And then we had the Nintendo 64, the PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, and then everybody just wanted more realness to the games, and that's really great. I love the fact that we're evolving and games are able to do all these things, but you gotta remember, games such as Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island, Sonic the Hedgehog when it used to be good, move on to 64 and to PlayStation. Those games were back then. We still did not have online games. When we weren't connecting online, besides the PC, um, games were made for a single player. And sometimes I don't want to go online and having to play with a bunch of people just to feel like it's a good game. I want to be able to play a game because it's a game. If not, then it's just to me like a PC. Everything's now becoming a PC. Going online doesn't necessarily mean that you won everything when it comes to a game and the way it was made. Praise. You get praises now for how your online game is. When a game developer, game company team, makes a great game, executes it very well, but the replay value, what happened to it? You can't have a replay value anymore because you're no longer having anything to really play with. The stories now are like what, 6 hours long? I mean, you would think a video game would have probably like 100 hours of gameplay. You would assume. I mean, we have games such as Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, 9, and even 10, whose gameplay, if you take your time and do everything the way you're supposed to do, lead to every event. I mean, you could easily take out 50, 60, 70 hours. You know, um, just if you're just passing through, you can do easily 30 hours. But no, no, games are not like that. Metal Gear Solid 4, I'm a big Metal Gear Solid fan. And as a fan of things that I like, I see the flaws of them before I talk about the good things, I usually talk about the bad things because I'm not ignorant. I know when something that I like is wrong, what could be done better, what I would have rather have had. That includes in everything I do in my lifetime, in my personal life, and you know, it was a good game, but it was barely. I can't remember. It was like what 10 hours that I've played it. at max. I'm not quite sure, but I mean, I remember the original Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, and even Snake Eater. I mean, it took me a long time to beat these games. And I understand that games not being created take a long time due to the fact that the engines are the very difficult thing to use now. I mean, the graphics might be superb. You know, what it can do now, the systems themselves, it's amazing, magnificent. But it also takes time for them to do the game because of the fact that they have to use all the, of the whole fact, the better something looks. My bad, let me fix the camera. The better something looks, the more hard it's gonna, just like a building. A crappy building takes probably about a month to be made. Say, a very well executed building can probably take about a year or two. So it's just I understand it's the obvious, but still, we you should try to make games a little bit more longer. So you don't feel attached no longer to new characters that are being created. You don't feel it because you don't have enough time with them. Games are now rushed in that story. The story's rushed from scene to scene to scene to scene. They're no longer, like, I don't know. You just can't connect. But I mean, what do you guys feel? I mean, that's what I believe, and I'm gonna stick to it. The game should not just be focused on online um, features, and that's what makes the game so epic and so amazing and so it's the shit. I think games should be based on now still focused on the idea of what a game used to be. The multiplayer mode, or mainly the single mode, and then a multiplayer mode should be a second thing. It shouldn't make the game the most magnificent shit overall because it's the best online. Because honestly, like I said, that's not what games used to be about. That's why games are losing their credibility, the essence of what a game is, how amazing they were to catch, to feel what they were. You understand, right? So just give me your opinions on what you guys think. Let me know what maybe should we make you know, should something be done about that? I mean, do you guys agree with me with the fact that games should have more of a story and be longer instead of focusing so much and wasting on the development on the online only? You know, it should be spent also now making the games longer so we can actually connect with the characters. Because no matter how many games we have, we get like 13 games a year, the average, that are good, like essentially good, per system. Um, Back then we had like 80 top games, and it was so difficult to choose what game you really cared. Now I lost my interest to play. I used to be a really heavy gamer, big time gamer guy, and then games start. I just lost my interest. I still own my older systems. I play more of my older systems than my new systems, and it's because of the replay value. I really wish that games could be made like they were before. Have that epicness. But yeah, let me know, guys. Please comment, raid, rate, rape, rate, comment, subscribe, hit me up on PM. And if I don't respond to you, it's because I actually do get a lot of fanboys mail. I have 103 unread messages right now. I'm not gonna read them about Justin Bieber or game or some shit. Something that doesn't really matter in life. They just want to make a giant paragraph about shit like that. Anyways, you guys take care, okay? Hit me up and let me know what you guys believe, okay? Squall the Reaver out. I said, ow!